City of Wyandotte versus Kevin Pinkava, 232511.
Your Honor, good morning, Mr. T. Serrano, P338828, appearing on behalf of, with my client who is presently in custody. I appear via Zoom in the courtroom today. We have no objection to that. Please state your name, sir.
Kevin Pinkava.
All right, thank you. And today's the date scheduled for pretrial in this matter. And I thought your client had some other matters in our court.
He does.
Yes, where are those other files?
Okay. There are two violation of probation allegations.
Yes, 221615 and 222548.
Correct.
All right. All right, and so we're here on the pretrial as well as the probation violations for your client.
That's correct, Your Honor. I pre-tried the matter with the prosecutor. My client is going to plead guilty as charged, Your Honor, to the possession of a controlled substance. In exchange for that, the false ID fraudulent scheme would be dismissed. Advisement of all of his constitutional rights. He understands them. And Your Honor, would you like to take care of that one first, or would you like the other resolution as well?
Well, you can tell me what we're doing on the probation violations also.
He's pleading guilty as charged, Your Honor, to missing the drug screen on both occasions. He's been advised of his rights to have a hearing on that matter. He's waiving that and entering a plea really voluntarily. He tells me he's been in custody for 9 days.
All right, Mr. Pinkava, please raise your right hand. You solemnly swear from the testimony about to give this man to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and sir, you heard the plea that your attorney placed on the record, correct?
Yes.
As to the pretrial, the incident from December 10th, as to the possession of controlled substance, how do you plead?
Guilty, Your Honor.
And as to your probation violation on case number 222548, which is the attempt controlled substance possession, the allegation you failed to appear for drug testing on February 17th and February 14th, how do you plead?
Guilty, Your Honor.
As to the probation violation on case number 221615, controlled substance use, how do you plead?
Guilty, Your Honor.
And you've gone over your advice of rights as it relates to your probation violations as well as your criminal charge on your pretrial, correct?
Correct.
And you understand all of those rights.
Yes, Your Honor.
You also understand by entering into a plea that you'll be waiving some of those rights, specifically as it relates to your pretrial, that you'd be waiving your trial and appellate rights, correct?
Correct.
And as it relates to your probation violations, that you would be waiving your right to a contested hearing. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
And do you also understand the possible penalty as a result of your plea on the misdemeanor charge that for the pretrial?
Yes, I do.
You also understand the possible penalty as it relates to the probation violation matters.
Correct, Your Honor.
And you understand that on the probation violation matters that there's a recommendation that your under advisement status be revoked and that probation also be revoked, as well as 10 days jail. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
You also understand this court can adopt that recommendation whole or in part or deviate from it completely.
Correct.
And knowing all that, you want to continue with your pleas and the probation violations as well as your pretrial.
Yes, Your Honor, I would like to.
And has anybody promised you anything, threatened you, or coerced you in any way for you to enter into a plea?
No, they have not.
Any immigration issues?
There are none.
Okay, and counsel, with that, please, what are your claims?
Mr. Pincava, on December 10th, 2023, were you in the city of Wyandotte?
Yes.
At that time, approximately 1 in the morning, did you have contact with the police officer?
Yes, I did.
And upon your consent to being searched, did the police officer locate something in your pocket, a vial with
Yes.
a spoon attached to it that had some cocaine residue inside? Is that correct?
Correct.
That was in your pants pocket, is that correct?
Yes.
I'm satisfied, Your Honor. You didn't have a prescription for cocaine, did you?
No. No, sir.
Satisfied, Your Honor.
I think the court is also satisfied the plea is knowing, voluntary, and factually accurate as it relates to 232511, and counsel asks for the probation violations.
Mr. Pincava, also directing your attention, you agree that you were placed on a period of probation with this court for some previous cases, is that correct?
Correct.
And during the pendency of your probation, you were ordered to submit to random drug and or alcohol screens, is that correct?
Yes, it is.
And I'll give you some dates. On February 7th, February 14th, February 17th, and February 19th. Were you ordered to submit to random drug or alcohol screens and you failed to attend those? Is that correct?
That would be correct.
I'm satisfied.
All right, the court is also satisfied the plea is knowing, voluntary, and factually accurate. And the court will accept the pleas to both the probation violations, and counsel as to sentencing.
Your Honor, as stated, my client said that he's been in custody 9 days. He said he pretty much gave himself up, and he knows that he was supposed to be here for the drug screens. He's been in the past, he is attended the Christian Guidance Center. That's worked for him. He's receptive to getting continued treatment. He's 25 years old, single, no children, lives with his mother. And Your Honor, a young man like he is, I think there's some hope for rehabilitation rather than just emphasizing the punitive aspect. Yes, he has missed and failed to abide by the court's orders. But Your Honor, I think he's receptive. He would love to be home with his mother for the holidays. Your Honor, he said he would wear a tether or whatever this court fashions to make sure that he's not using drugs, and to, as far as the jail, 10 days recommendation, if he served 9, we ask the court to give him time served and or a fine he can reasonably expect to pay within the next.
Okay. Well, the court does find that this is a matter that is appropriate for immediate sentencing, as Mr. Pincava was arrested on December 10th, and we are now December 20th, and I can't imagine, since he's been in the Wayne County Jail, that he's accrued any new charges. And so it'd be an accurate criminal history, at least. And the court also will note that Mr. Pincava was sentenced to probation in January of 2023 on 222548, which was attempt possession of analogs, and on 221615, he was sentenced on October 24th, 2022. And while he was on probation for his amended charge of controlled substance use, he was arrested and charged for possession of controlled substance again. And he was not provided any under advisement status on that matter, as he already got it on the 1615 matter. And then your client just absconded from probation. February. And it wasn't until now that, he's been brought back before the court. And in fact, your client also has a matter in the 28th District Court, I believe, around the same time as these other matters. Is that correct, sir?
That would be in Southgate, sir. Do you have a case in Southgate?
There was a jaywalking ticket issue, but I went in on my warrant and paid that off. It was just for jaywalking, Your Honor.
What do you mean it was just for jaywalking? What does that mean?
I mean, it has since been resolved. It was a ticket that went under the radar and built up.
What do you mean it built up? What does that mean?
I guess they sent me a ticket and I never received it personally until I had a warrant for payment, and I went in and took care of that.
That's the only reason you were on probation? That's the only thing you had in 28th District Court, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so counsel, I don't have any guarantee that your client is going to, I don't even have any reason to believe that your client is going to stay substance free with the tether. The tether doesn't monitor alcohol, or doesn't monitor drugs, it monitors alcohol. The only thing I would be able to see is, or not myself personally, but the tether unit would be able to see is where Mr. McCobb is traveling. Even if he was on house arrest, that doesn't prevent anybody from coming over to his home and providing him with drugs. So what the court's going to do is on 232511, this court's going to order 93 days jail. Credit for the 10 days that he's been in custody, or 11 days. And you're to serve the balance of that, sir. The court is also going to order on each of the probation violations. The court is going to adopt a recommendation. Probation is revoked, $50 probation violation fee. The under advisement status is revoked on 221615. And 10 days jail on that. And the court's going to note that those 10 days of jail will be served concurrently with each other, but consecutively with 232511.
Would he at least be taken to the treatment facility at the jail?
Which treatment facility is that?
Well, but they have a program for people that want to seek drug treatment in Wayne County Jail.
It's not in the jail, they have to be tethered to treatment elsewhere.
I understand.
And sometimes that's something that they can do, sometimes it's not. I guess it just depends on the population, I don't know.
Yes, Your Honor. If that is possible, I feel like there could be great benefit to that compared to just doing time at the county. I still am trying to get a grip on everything, and I'd appreciate consideration on that.
I'll make a note that defendant may be tethered to treatment to the Wayne County Jail upon request and based upon the population numbers. I don't know what those are.
In other words, the availability of it, Your Honor.
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
All right, anything else?
Just as to the monetary amounts, it was just the $50 he owes, Your Honor, on everything.
Well, I believe he owes he owes a lot more money than that on the probation matters. So sir, when you're discharged, you're going to have to contact probably the 27th District Court to set up that payment plan, sir.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
All right, good luck to you, sir.
I appreciate it. Happy holidays.
You as well.
Plead guilty as charged with one count of public intoxication. He understands that he's waiving all his constitutional rights. He's been advised of, and we're ready for the court's examination.
Sir, please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear from the testimony about to give this matter be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
All right, thank you. And you heard the plea that your attorney placed on the record, correct?
Excuse me, I'm sorry, I did not understand that.
You heard the plea that your attorney placed on the record, correct?
Yes,
And as to the amended as to the charge of public intoxication, how do you plead?
I plead guilty, Your Honor.
And you've gone over your advice and rights with your attorney, correct?
Yes, ma'am, I have.
And you understand all of those rights.
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Also understand by entering into a plea that you'll be waiving some of those rights, specifically your trial and appellate rights.
Excuse me again?
That you'll be waiving some of those rights, specifically your trial and appellate rights.
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
All right, and you also understand that by entering into a plea, you understand the possible penalty, whether in this court or any other court.
I understand, Your Honor.
And knowing all that, do you want to continue with your plea?
I'll take the plea as guilty. Yes, I do continue.
Okay, any immigration issues, counsel?
No, they're not.
And has anybody promised you anything, threatened you, or coerced you in any way, sir, for you to enter into a plea?
Absolutely not, Your Honor.
All right, counsel, please ready your client.
Bilbrey, on June 1st, 2023, were you in the city of Wyandotte?
Yes, sir, I was.
At that time, in the evening, did you have contact with some police officers?
Yes, I have.
And upon them further investigating you, they found you sitting and stumbling, and had you been drinking alcoholic beverages prior to the stop?
Yes, I have, sir, I have.
And you had drank quite a bit, correct?
Yes, I have. I had a half a pint.
All right. And so the officers took you into custody for your own safety because you were intoxicated in public. Is that correct?
Yes, sir, it was.
I'm satisfied.
The court is also satisfied the plea is knowing, voluntary, and factually accurate. Then the court will accept the plea as charged, dismiss the original charge. I'm sorry, there's nothing to dismiss. And counsel as to sentencing. Would you like the court to proceed with immediate sentencing, or would you like to set this for a date?
Your Honor, we have no objection to immediate sentencing, if the court pleases.
What would you like this court to know, counsel?
Well, he tells me he's been in custody approximately 9 days. He has no other matters pending, he tells me. He's got quite a lengthy criminal history, Your Honor. The blow on the preliminary breath test was very, very high. So I think he has a problem with alcohol. Most courts would say, we don't care if you drink yourself to death, do it at home. Don't take it on the road. Fortunately, he was walking in this occasion. Don't take it in public. So, Your Honor, we ask the court to consider time served, or give him a fine and reasonably expect to post, Your Honor. Let him get the treatment that he needs. Thank you. He's also on Social Security disability, Your Honor. He gets about $950 a month, single, no children.
So you were 0.309.
Yes, Your Honor. I just drank that half a pint, and I didn't. And I just left the hospital, and they sent me home, and so I was staggering down the street, and I went and laid underneath the tree behind the gas station because I knew I was still too intoxicated to try to walk back to my apartment in Lincoln Park. So I sat there and laid down, and yes, I did fall on the way to get to the gas station, right in front of your department. I was sitting underneath the palm tree. Underneath a pine tree, and I sat there because I was trying to sober up. But somebody see me fall on the way there, and that's why the police showed up. I was literally trying to sober up before I left, but the hospital sent me home before they should have. They should have let me stay there and sober up.
but I had to take it upon myself to find a spot to sit and chill.
Sir, hold on one moment, hold on.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you go to the hospital for medical treatment?
Yes, I did. I had them call me because my sciatic nerve was hurting. That's one of the reasons why I drank. I was self-relying on self-medicating, which was dumb for me to do.
Okay, sir. What time did you get to the hospital?
I don't have my band anymore. They cut it off on me when I got to the hospital. When I got there.
Approximately what time?
I want to say before noon.
Okay, and then you were released around what time?
I want to say about an hour after I got there, or so.
Okay. And so you drank a half a pint before you got to the hospital?
Yes, I did. Yep.
And that's all you had was a half a pint?
At that particular time, that's all I had. I just slammed it in Lincoln Park. I went to the police station, had the police station get me a ride to the hospital because I was hurt.
So you didn't call the ambulance. You went to the Lincoln Park Police Department and then
asked for help. They sent me to the hospital. The hospital released me about an hour or so after I got there.
So you want me to believe that you drank only a half a pint and you got a .309 a couple hours later?
Ma'am, I believe it.
You had a lot more drinks than that.
Ma'am, say it again. I apologize if I was wrong. It's been so long. I don't know if it was a half a pint or a pint, but I believe it was a half a pint. I could be wrong. I apologize.
Okay.
I apologize. It could have been a pint.
Sir, you have an issue with alcohol.
Yes, I do.
And at what point do you want to get some resolution with that issue?
I go to AA once every other week, and I'm around alcoholics everywhere I go. Even when I went to rehab, there's alcoholics in there. And when I hear about
there's individuals that are in recovery in rehab. You are correct.
Say that again. Yes, there are some that actually do. There are some that sneak away and go get it.
All right. Let's see. Your client was arrested on December 11th on the warrant because he had failed to appear on August 15th, and the court issued a warrant. The court's going to, based upon the defendant's criminal history, as well as the circumstances regarding this matter, the court's going to order 60 days jail. We're going to waive the fines and costs. He'll have credit for 9 days. All right, thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you.
All right, let's go off the record.